So, now, since in the previous episodes, we answered 3 short problems, so in this video, let's have a comprehensive problem. Okay? But before we do this, please see the previous episodes. So their links are on the description below. But if you are updated with the current series that I have, then let's get started. So here's the comprehensive problem. But before we read the whole problem, let's go to the ultimate question, which is how much should be the investment per year for 5 years to afford all 1 to 4? Okay, before we proceed, full disclosure. Actually, there are 5 multiple choice questions related to this comprehensive problem, which we will deal with later on. Okay? But this right here is the most important question. In fact, if we can answer this, all the 5 multiple choice questions can be answered easily. Okay? Now, going back to the ultimate question. As you can see here, even if we don't read the whole scenario or narrative here, we can already see the destination of our solution, which is to get the investment per year or the multiple investments in order to afford some things. So that is why, again, it's very important to focus first on the final question or the requirement. Okay? Now, let's read and understand the whole problem. So we have baby G, as if we are baby G in this problem. So baby G wanted to change his life and he wanted to fund his dreams. So he wanted to establish an investment or a fund that will be used to buy or spend for the following. So number 1, a car worth 1.5 million after 5 years. And number 2, a small house worth 1 million after 4 years. Number 3, fund of 1 million which will be withdrawn after 3 years to become a capital fund for a business venture. And lastly, number 4, a fund of 500,000 which will be paid for wedding expenses after 4 years. And take note, the interest will be earned at the beginning of year 2, meaning the investment will be made first at the end of year 1. Okay? And furthermore, the investment will earn 8% compounded annually. So, if we wanted to analyze further, so if this is the timeline for 5 years, there should be a uniform investment here at the end of each year, which will grow by 8% annually. Okay? Now, that investment is made because again, number 1, you need to withdraw 1.5 million to buy a car at the end of year 5. Okay? Again, let me remind you, we're going to assume the foot or the footstep of baby G here as if we are baby G and you are baby G here. Okay? And aside from which, you need to withdraw 1 million to buy a house at the end of the 4th year. And also, you need to get another 1 million at the end of the 3rd year to fund a business venture. And lastly, you need 500,000 for your wedding expenses as if at the end of year 4. Basically, this timeline here and these things that we plot is already our understanding of the problem. Okay? Now, it's time to solve. Again, what you need is the formula payments times the present value factor equals the present value amounts. So that format or formula will always be needed when you solve present value problems and future value problems. So that format. Although, in the future value problems, this here will be changed to future value factor. And this here will become the future value amounts. And also this here will become the present value amounts. But still, the format will be very similar. And you need to remember that. Okay? Now, going back. The payments here is the unknown in the problem. So, let's put R here as the representation of the unknown. Okay? And then, for the present value factor, we will use the present value of 1 ordinary annuity formula because the investments are made multiple times at the end of each period, right? Again, we will use the present value of 1 ordinary annuity because the investments are made multiple times and are made at the end of each period. Okay? So, 1 minus 1 plus I, or 1.08 raised to the power of negative 5 over 0.08. And actually, if we compute this, we will get 3.99271 as the present value factor. So, R times 3.99271 is actually 3.99271R. Now, the problem is here in the present value amount. We cannot put anything here yet from the problem, right? And we cannot solve an equation with two unknowns. I mean, we already have here the R, which is the first unknown. So, we need to put something here. So, the question is, what amount will we put here? So, let's answer that question after this. So, again, what amount will we put here? Answer, it's the present value of this 1 million here, and this 1 million here, and this 500,000 here, and of course this 1.5 million for the car. So how do we compute that? First, we need to get the present value of this 1 million here by getting its amount 3 years before. So it's like working back 3 years from here to here. So in equation, that's 1 million times 1.08 raised to the power of negative 3. And we will have 0.79383224 as the present value factor times this 1 million, and we will get a present value of 793,832. Okay? Do you follow? Now, let's also get the present value of this 1 million here plus this 500,000. Okay? So this is at the end of year 4. So 1.5 million times 1.08 raised to the power of negative 4 already. So that's working back from here to here. And we will get 0.73502985 as the present value factor times the 1.5 million, and we will get a present value of 1,102,545. And lastly, we have this 1.5 million here for the car. So let's work back 5 years from here, or in equation, we have 1.5 million times 1.08 raised to the power of negative 5. And we will get 1.5 million times 0.680583197 equals 1,020,875. So these are the present values of these. And we need to add them all up. And we will get 2,917,252. And that's what we are going to use, or that's what are we going to put here. Okay? So because of that, there is only one unknown left. So these are here. And now we can solve. So 3.99271R equals 2,917,252. Now, divide both sides of the equation by 3.99217. And this here will be cancelled, and R will be the only one left on the left side. And then, on the right side, we have 2,917,252 divided by 3.99217, and we will get 730,645 per year. Meaning, you should invest 730,645, or Baby G should invest 730,645 each year for 5 years to afford the car, the house, the fund for the wedding, and the business. Now, let's end this video to keep this video short, okay? So, on the next episode, we will try to prove that our solution is correct. And aside from that, I will also present an alternative solution for the problem. And aside from that, we will try to present and answer the 5 multiple choice questions that was originally asked related to this comprehensive problem. Okay? So, thank you for watching. And if you are new, please click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and select all to be updated on my next videos. Again, thank you for watching and see you on the next one.